Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Jake from TodaysiPhone.com, and here's your TIP Daily for August 24th, 2012. Okay, so first, really quick, we haven't talked about the Apple HD TV in a while, but we have some news on it today, and it isn't really that good. An analyst over at Pacific Crest talked to Apple Senior Vice President Eddie Q, and Q said that an Apple HD TV is extremely unlikely in the near term. Now, that hasn't stopped analysts all over the web and from major news sources like the New York Post saying that Apple will release an HD TV sometime, pretty soon, maybe around the holiday season. And for all we know, Eddie Q could just be trying to cover his tracks to make the announcement a big surprise. So at this point, it's still really anyone's guess if we will see an Apple-branded TV sometime soon. Next, Giz-China.com has posted some photos of their alleged iPad mini cases. We have 3 different cases. We have a silicone one, we have a snapback one, and then we have a, like a full case that folds over and stuff, and it's a stand. And leaked cases are probably one of the least reliable leaks out there, just because you can create a case for a device even if the device that would fit in the case doesn't exist. So definitely take this stuff with a grain of salt, but it's interesting to check out nonetheless. Okay, moving on, the iPhone5mod.com website we talked about yesterday, which would bring you the iPhone 5 two-tone design backplate to your iPhone 4 or 4S, received a takedown notice from OPSEC Security, which was acting on Apple's behalf. Now, apparently Apple is claiming that the reason for this takedown order is that iPhone5mod.com is unlawfully using the Apple symbol. But then again, there are tons and tons and tons of cases and fake backplates and stuff like that that use the Apple symbol. It's interesting then that Apple is going after the only website that currently offers the iPhone 5 design. I don't know what that means, but it could mean something. The site is still taking orders for the next day or two, and it promises to fulfill all orders that it hasn't fulfilled yet. So if you really want one of these backplates, you can still get one, you just have to act super fast. And finally, the biggest news of the day is that we finally have a verdict in the Apple versus Samsung lawsuits. I'm not going to go through everything just because there's a ton of stuff to go through, and we have an article posted, link in the description. But basically, Apple won a lot. To the point where Samsung owes Apple around $1.5 billion, and Apple owes Samsung $0. According to the jury, Samsung infringed upon the way devices look, the way the UI acts, gestures, and all that stuff. There's no way of knowing exactly how much this will affect the smartphone market and the rest of the consumer electronics landscape. It probably will affect it a lot. Hopefully it's not too bad. It is a little bit scary if Apple owns something like pinch and zoom, just because that's become such a universal thing on touchscreen devices. So at this point in time, I'm pretty happy that I am an Apple customer and don't have to be scared about losing such basic touchscreen features in the near future. Okay, so that's it for today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Before we're going to leave with a question of the day, and that is, what are your thoughts on the Apple v Samsung verdict? Do you think that the courts ruled fairly and that Apple was really owed all of this money in damages? Or do you think that the ruling is really going to harm Samsung's devices and the rest of the smartphone market in general? You can let me know in the comment section down below or on Twitter at TIP_Jake. Please don't forget the links to everything I talked about in this video in the description down below, so definitely check those out. And as always, for more news, views, and reviews, definitely check out TodaysiPhone.com. Oh, and really quick, I am moving back to school on Monday, so there won't be any TIP dailies for the first couple days of next week, but we have a bunch of accessory reviews and written articles and stuff to keep you occupied until I can make these videos again. Okay, see you soon.